Amazing. So, as you head towards this area, you can hear voices from inside of the vault. It seems like somebody's on their way out. Do you think that you would stand directly in front of the door, hide somewhere?
That I'm not in an immediate range of their guns.
All right. I do believe there is a skill for that. Some of
Okay.
us are still learning, so if we want to open up the character sheet, you should find a skill that says sneak.
Sneak. I don't know what the roles mean.
That is okay. Currently, you have 2 successes, which is really decent. Now, Shrapnel Stan and Lord Circuit Breaker, as you are headed out of the vault, can you make me a perception test? It's sort of an opposed check, much like D&D. Against your successes, they'll attempt to make more successes than 2.
Um, our perception is we can't make checks on special scores on the sheet.
On special. Perception. Sorry, I'm reading wrong now. Let me open up somebody's character sheet so I can tell you what to roll. We are looking at science. Survival. Let's try that using 1 for some additional dice. 2 successes. All right. Somewhere in the bushes, there is a slight noise off, kind of to the side of where the vault is. Let me pull up the map, since we were just there. As you've been hiding here for just a second, Quill, I almost called you Kuro. My apologies. Oh boy. You note that there are a significant amount of what appear to be dead humans of some sort. They are dressed strangely, not unlike you would expect a motorcycle gang of your time to dress, or perhaps if your time had movies similar to Mad Max, something akin to that sort of spiky wasteland type of gear. But there are a significant amount of bodies outside of here as a robot. One too many robots. Somehow we have 2, I think. We do. He's been cloned. All right. 2 individuals. What appears to be a Mr. Handy. An individual with a very impressive mustache, carrying some impressive weaponry, and a person wearing a lab coat not too unlike yours, but not Vault Tech issue, you can spot that, putting a gas mask on over his face as he exits, still talking. Shrapnel Stan, I see you have 0 successes, so everything seems normal out here. Bunch of dead raiders right where you left them.
Perfect.
Excuse me, sir. I believe we have some unwanted company. Should I cauterize it, sir?
I count a couple of barbecued corpses and a dead one. Us 3, we're fine.
Excuse me, sir, if I may. There's movement in that bush over there.
Are you sure it's not the wind?
Well, I can still cauterize the wind, sir. It is within my capabilities.
Why don't you buzzsaw it instead?
Very well, sir. I will move towards the moving bush with my buzzsaw spinning.
Oh, wait. Please don't cauterize me.
I was actually going to use my buzzsaw on you, but, sir, shall I change my course of action?
Probably best.
Very well, sir. And I will just stop where I am and turn the buzzsaw off.
Not you mean any harm. I apologize for being unwanted company. I'm just kind of looking for a place to hunker down right now. I'm not really sure what's going on, but Hey, we have matching lab coats, so maybe a man of science, you could help me.
Can't, da, da, da. Lord Circuit Breaker, as a Mr. Handy with your high perception, you do see a familiar underlayer to that lab coat, a vault suit, and a large Pip-Boy on the arm.
Madam, am I to assume that you have recently vacated a vault?
Yes, yes. Just a couple of days ago. Yes.
You have survived for a long time in that vault?
It depends on what you mean by a long time. I mean, I don't know exactly how long I was in there, but I survived the entire time. Seeing as I'm still surviving now.
An impressive feat. You seem quite confused by, well, everything.
Last time I took a walk outside the vault, the sky wasn't glowing green. Um, all these folks are kind of dressed funny. I'm not really sure what's going on.
The world has been this way for 2 centuries, since the bombs fell.
Do I remember the bombs falling? That's
Uh,
why we went and froze?
yeah, you were stationed near the city of Sanctuary to work in Vault 111, and you did know you were going to be cryogenically frozen, though it was supposed to be a 50-year rotation.
Oh, I remember the bombs, yes. But it was supposed to, I think I was only supposed to be in there for like 50 years. So maybe the dial got bumped or something, or I'm here now.
That seems most unfortunate.
That I'm here?
Well, that is yet to be seen.
Well, either way, I'd appreciate it if you didn't buzzsaw and or cauterize me, please.
Lord Circuit Breaker is going to turn to Shrapnel Stan and say, Sir, do we wish to keep an extra mouth to feed? You may wish to ascertain what skills she may bring if you decide we want to keep her.
I'm not one for. I think it wouldn't be fair for us to leave a bumbling idiot out in this world as it is.
I'm actually quite educated. I'm a scientist. I am. I don't know if it's worth anything in this world, but I do know quite a bit.
Do you have
I'm
any
quite
caps?
capable. I'm sorry?
Do you have any caps?
Like a hat? Cap?
Caps? No, caps. The currency. Do you know what the going rate of jet is? What about a pipe gun?
You have heard of Jet. That is a Kim that some people use.
Oh,
It's
no, I don't mess with. No, I'm not. I'm not like that. Uh,
She does have a Pip-Boy, sir.
yes. Yes. And it still works.
The working Pip-Boy could be useful.
It could be. It could help us if we come back to this vault later and try and dig deeper.
Indeed, sir.
Yeah. We'll keep them around. It's an extra set of eyes.
Right. I will keep both eyes out open. I will. Yes, I'll help.
Madam, are you rich?
Overseer, was I rich?
no, you were the closest thing that Vault Tech Management has to an unpaid intern.
No. I was just. I was like probably the lowest level of paid they had in my vault.
Oh. That is a shame.
Is money very important now? If if I had any money, it wouldn't be caps. That's what you said?
Yep.
If you had any money, madam, I would take it.
Do I have any money on my person?
We can double check your character sheet. You probably have a few caps if you've stopped to pick any pockets
have-
or bags.
I have 10 caps.
Wonderful. Those may be from your personal collection of drinking Nuka brand Nuka-Cola, which is the tastiest drink pre-war. It's somewhat irradiated these days, but still tasty nonetheless. You would still have the 10 bottle caps if they're using those as currency now. That's
But
great.
that wasn't the currency back when,
No.
so I wouldn't know that as currencies.
It's not a thing that you would expect to see as currency. Dr. Rass does break in to tell you that if you have any pre-war money, there are people that buy that. You can make it into cloth.
No, I have these junk old bottle caps. I guess I just forgot to throw them away. They're from back then. Maybe that's valuable. I don't know. I've only got 10 of them. Maybe should I just chuck them?
They are the cleanest bottle caps you have ever seen.
I hold on to those.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Do you have a name?
Quill. You can call me Quill.
I am Lord Circuit Breaker.
You're a lord.
I am indeed.
I don't think I've met a lord before.
Well, you can attain a title yourself if you kill the previous holder.
Oh, I'll think about it.
Very well.
So, where were you guys headed? If you're, I assume there's nothing left of value in this vault if you're leaving it.
We are heading to scavenge some resources before headed to the Diamond City to investigate the rumors of a dead vault dweller. Then I believe we were going to return and see what else we could find in this vault.
Sounds fun. Do I need one of those gas? Am I okay to breathe here?
Yeah. As you'll be okay to breathe here as much as I am.
Well, you've got a gas mask on, I see. Do I need one of
I have a
those?
little scarf.
Oh, I thought you put it on before.
The one
There
with
is
the gas mask is standing in the background. He is wearing a lab coat not too dissimilar to your own.
Oh, he's wearing. I thought Shrapnel Stan was wearing the lab coat. Okay, the doctor's
Okay.
wearing the lab coat. So I don't. I'm okay. It's not dangerous to be breathing out here.
I've breathed it my whole life, and I'm fine.
Great. Good. Very good.
Do you have a weapon?
I have a gun.
You
I
do.
have a gun
You have a gun. You have a
and
switchblade
a
knife.
knife.
And one more thing. It is underneath
An
of
armed
your...
strike.
Close. It won't be underneath of your gear. It'll be underneath of your main page. If you scroll all the way down to there, that's where you can make your weapon attacks.
Bolt Tech Syringer. Google that real quick.
A syringer is essentially a trank gun.
Ah.
It can shoot multiple different types of ammo, from things of the corrosive nature to poison, etc. and so forth. What you currently have is a Vault-Tec brand of Sleepy Time syringer that will likely knock somebody out for possibly a few rounds.
Okay.
And I believe I put 20 rounds of ammo on there.
Yes.
Awesome.
Then I believe we are ready to go, sirs and madam.
I would
Great.
agree. I think moving's probably the best form of action right now.
Rest,
Doctor,
not. Yes.
Doctor, are you joining us on the scavenging, or are you heading straight to Diamond City?
I was intending on heading to Diamond City and investigating what she said. If someone that she knows is there, I don't want them to split before we make it. But I understand the need for caps. In your cases. I can leave you with a stim pack if you're concerned for your health.
Not for mine, but maybe Quill or Shrapnel may need it. Where should we meet you in Diamond City?
Well, let's say the Dugout Inn.
Very well, sir.
And gives you a nod. And well, I'll be headed back this way in a few days if you get sidetracked. But otherwise, I'll be at Diamond City at the Dugout Inn. Good luck.
I will hover away.
He slings a canteen over his shoulder and heads out in a direct sort of route to Diamond City, leaving you all with directions to a few places to scavenge if you're interested. If you're not, you know that the trip to Diamond City itself, just straight, is also kind of dangerous. It does go through a part of the sewers in order to avoid what it says on your paper map is super mutants.
Good.
Where do we want to scavenge first? If we want to scavenge at all.
I'm always open to expanding my collection of caps, sir. I have no need for food, so the what were they called?
A supermart in the game,
It's
they're
just called
called super duper marts.
Super duper Mart.
I have no need for food, but it is also always worth high values in trade. So the super duper mart may make sense.
I think Super Duper Mart and maybe the gaming store.
Oh, I'm glad to hear there's still gaming in this world.
Damn nerds, sir.
You
Can't
say
get rid
that
of
like
them.
it's a bad thing.
They're worse than the radroaches.
Wow,
They're
okay.
everywhere.
Well, I mean, you can't get rid of them. All right.
Super duper mart it is.
Okay. Let's have a group survival check. You can use your endurance, or if you can justify another stat that you think would be applicable, such as perception.
They did tell me to keep eyes out, so I will be perceiving.
All right. You could
I'm-
easily make it a perception survival if you would like.
I'm going to do the same if that's all right, because I'm going to be looking for things.
Absolutely.
I'm going to use one of our collective action points and add a dice in for the non-perception-esque
Got it.
survivals. No.
Ouch. How you get a complication on looking, Stan?
I strained an eye.
Dust in your eye.
Ah! Wait, didn't you say he kind of has a squint anyway? He is winking in the picture, so maybe he's just got a bad eye occasionally.
He's what
Like a
in
little
the
squinting.
picture?
Oh,
Squinting?
With an eye. Wink with an eye.
Yeah, winking. Anyway, glossing
Get
over
your
whatever
British
that was.
nonsense out of here.
Oh, okay. It took me a second. I was like, don't understand. All right, with 1-0 and Lord Circuit Breaker, is that a 1 up there?
Yeah.
1-0 and 1. It takes you just a second to kind of ascertain where you are in the wasteland, and I would tell you where you are in America, but it would only matter to one of you. You're in Massachusetts, by the way. But as you head deeper into what appears to be what survives of the city of Boston, there are broken buildings surrounding you, multiple amounts of just bits of building shrapnel, almost. And you can vaguely hear off in the distance what almost certainly is the sound of gunshots. But you nonetheless make it safely to the outside of a nearby super duper mart. Let me make sure I took you to the right one. I have labeled it incorrectly. Good job, me. You find yourselves in the parking lot outside. You can see, looking at the building, that when the nukes fell here, a nearby bus definitely crashed through the front door of this super duper mart. Probably in the intense panic that followed. Those of you that have spent enough time in the wasteland are pretty used to seeing very old remains from when that happened. Nothing really has been cleaned up by anyone. As we approach the super duper mart, go ahead.
I'm going to say, can we hear anything from inside?
Would you like to make another survival perception test?
Indeed. No, I failed. No successes.
You see a tumbleweed blow by. You weren't even aware that those were native to Massachusetts.
Things have changed.
All seemed quiet, sir.
Does seem
Wonderful.
to be pretty quiet. There's an open glass front window that you can see. There's little security offices nearer to the front. You can see a dumpster out the back, but the main entrance seems to be where the bus has gone through. You could choose to approach this in a guns blazing sort of fashion, kick down some doors. You could try sneaking in. It is up to you.
I think the bus already kicked down the door, kinda.
You really do.
What's this here? Can I tell from where I am?
Looking at it, it looks like on either side of the what used to be glass doors and canopy over the top of this thing, there were small security offices with windows that looked out onto the parking lot. The windows are mostly gone, and you can't make out too much of what's inside of it right now. But it looks like it would still see out to the parking lot if someone were standing in it.
There's food that's still good in here?
You all, in your travels with the Wasteland, have run across a few different varieties of pre-war food that seems to stay good. You're not sure what preservatives have gone into that to make that happen, but you only get a little irradiated if you eat them.
There was those fantastic eggs. You can make those
Eggs?
eggs, Lord Circuit Breaker, for Quill later.
Ah, I do have eggs, madam.
How old are these eggs? Just
At least a day.
I'm not a big egg person myself, but I'll try anything once.
It is usually a good idea to eat what food there is in the wastes.
That's a good point, but I'm just worried the food might. Eggs tend to be dangerous if you use them past their sell by date, their use by date. There's a lot of different like diseases and stuff, germs that can grow on them if they're left too long. And as you said, it was what, 200 years these eggs have been sitting on the shelves. They've probably grown a bit more than just salmonella.
Very well, madam. I will see if you would like the eggs. Eggs at another occasion.
Right.
Nobody wants my eggs.
You fold up your box of Yum Yum deviled eggs and put them back in your pocket.
Ooh, deviled eggs.
Yes, they are a specific brand in Fallout. Yum Yum deviled eggs. They are dried eggs made for preserved rations.
I hate it.
Delicious.
Would
So,
you like me to go into the through the security window, sir?
Yeah, I'm going to check the bin. Quill, where do you want to go?
Well, what are we looking? We're looking for food.
Food,
Just-
caps, drinks, anything that can be bought or sold.
Maybe
Well, yeah, I'm not really entirely sure what can be bought or sold around these parts. Anything I should keep an eye out for specifically?
Kim,
Non-irradiated food and water.
I can do that. I can look for that.
there is a gold standard of purified water, sometimes found on the wasteland. Rarely, though.
Where did the bus go through? Can I go?
The big old
Looking.
front doors.
Oh.
You could either go in through the bus, through its door, and out through the other door that is on the inside of the shopping center, or you could go around the outside edge of it.
I'll see what's on the bus, I guess.
Okay. So we have a dumpster, a window, and a bus. Let's start with the dumpster. Can I have you make a survival perception check to do a little bit of dumpster diving?
Dumpster diving.
If you thought that was the thing you were going to roll for today.
Yes. It's one success.
Amazing. We
we
you find
do you
yourselves.
get the action?
Go ahead.
Sorry. Do you get the action points only in combat for successes?
I believe it's per scene. Could be incorrect.
But you get them for successes.
You get them for successes over the required amount.
Fine. Yes, that's it.
Which finding a Kim in a very old dumpster is a one success roughly. But you do find the fairly expensive Kim buff out in there.
What's the cost of that?
Well, you can actually grab it from the chat and drag it to your character sheet if you would like.
I tried that, it didn't work.
Didn't? That's not good. Let me see if I can do
You
it.
try clicking harder.
Click harder.
It broke my mouse.
Oh god.
Not that hard.
Let's see here. Gear. We got armor, clothing.
So I let it in myself, but if I... Let me...
Really doesn't want to let you drag it in, does it?
Guess you didn't actually find it.
Maybe I didn't. Well, we can come back to that part, but I can find you a price real quick. Would you like to make me some sort of a test to see how much you know about Kim prices?
Yeah, I'll roll an intelligence or a medicine check because that seems
I like
like
it.
it makes sense.
Thank you for picking one for me.
It's one success.
Very nice. You're looking at, from the right buyer, 50 caps.
Yes.
Not bad.
Yeah, not
That's what it is.
not a cheap one. All right, some buff out down there, and then we have a bus situation and a window situation. Quill, are you searching the bus itself or trying to give a look, like through the windows in general, at the building?
I'll peek through the windows of the building.
Okay, let's do a perception survival for that.
Perception. Nothing.
It's okay. Peeking through the windows, you don't see anyone, but you hear something. Next to you, close to the window that your friend, Lord Circuit Breaker, new friend, is at.
Are we friends?
Not yet.
Yes, I didn't think so.
But nonetheless, from inside of there, you hear snoring, and you think you hear footsteps somewhere inside of the larger building proper.
Okay. I'll go over to Lord Circuit Breaker. I'm like, I think there are people in there. I hear people in there.
As a robot, can I make my voice louder?
Sure.
I'm going to robot shout and be like, you are surrounded. Come out with your hands in the air. Like really loud as I can.
I'm gonna hide in the bin.
But they're not
I'm
surrounded.
pulling rubbish on top of me.
All right. Go ahead and make me a sneak test for that. And if I can get you to make me a speech test there, Mr. Handy.
Each charisma. I'm going to add some dust.
I'm gonna use 2 of my luck points to add dice.
I was going to use the rest of them, if that's all right with everybody.
Sounds like you need them.
4 successes. And a complication.
It's a complication of me hiding.
Amazing. You all hear some strange, loud noise as though a very oversized raccoon just got into the dumpster nearby. But as that happens, and the loud voice of Lord Circuit Breaker rings out with all of its robotic authority, you hear from inside a few different voices. Somebody telling somebody else to shut up, somebody saying, they said we're surrounded. We can't go out there. What if they got like power armor? Could be the Brotherhood. You hear a voice from very nearby to you cease snoring and goes very quiet inside of the window next to you. You do hear the shuffle of a few feet, as it seems like maybe a couple people are looking for a back door, but you're not sure how many are in there.
How many successes did I need for that? So I'm going to add the action points because I have a feeling I might need them.
You can have 1 action point.
Wow, I needed 3 successes. Brutal. I mean, makes perfect sense, right?
You are trying to convince a pack of raiders to leave.
To be fair, I'm trying to convince them to come out with their hands up, which I don't think they're likely to do.
No, that's super unlikely. But with 1 complication, sure, why not? With 1 complication, 1 individual does listen to you, coming out with their hands up. Unfortunately, they come out standing next to Shrapnel stand looking down into the dumpster. Their hands are up currently, so they'll miss whatever initial turn there may or may not be, but, you know, it's maybe a situation up there. You can hear movement from inside as it sounds like maybe 3 other people begin variously ducking for cover. 1 right next to you, Lord Circuit Breaker, will pop up out of the window and attempt to take a shot at you. Let me pull up a raider.
Sir, were my instructions unclear? You seem to be opening fire on me.
You do hear the familiar sound of a Kim, specifically Jet, being ingested before he stands up as he goes and lifts up off the ground with, what's he got? A tire iron. He can't swing that through a window. How about a pipe gun? All right. If I can get it to hit it. Somehow, possibly because he's a little juiced up on Jet, he misses, despite popping up directly in your face, very threateningly. With that, I do believe their initiative is an 11, so for everyone else, the turn order doesn't change, which is a weird, fun thing. There it is. I do believe Shrapnel Stan, you had the same.
12.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm 11.
I have a 12.
Amazing. And we have Raiders also at an 11, so the Raiders will go after Lord Circuit Breaker, as the first one already tried to go and failed. Which brings us to both Quill and Shrapnel Stan. I have yet to determine how we decide who goes first. Haven't found that part in the rules. So we can do roll-offs. You can act at the same time. Whatever floats your goat.
You go ahead. I'm following your lead anyway.
Okay. I'm gonna smile up at the raider and point my double barrel shotgun at him and fire.
All right. The one with his hands up.
Yep.
It's a raider.
Actually,
to be
the
fair.
his hands are up. I
Yeah.
can get right in front of him.
You can.
We didn't say we weren't going to shoot. We just said put your hands up.
It's true. It's true. All right. Shoot away.
With one success.
Which meets it, beats it with their whole defense of 1.
And that's spread and vicious.
All right.
How's damage rolled again? Push the button. There we go. Remind me what vicious does again.
I know an answer to this. Hold on. There are different types of damage. I know spread does nearby NPCs in the same area. Physical, right there we are. Radiation, spread, vicious. The attack inflicts +1 damage for each effect rolled.
So I would roll 1 die for standard damage.
You should be able to hit the roll damage button at the bottom, and then we should be
Yeah.
able to see the effect and just add an additional damage.
Okay, so that's how that works. Yeah, so it'd be 5. 3 plus spread and vicious, or do they factor that in? Because it looks like they factor it in.
All right, so 3 damage to this poor guy up here.
Just doing what he was told.
Yeah, he really was one of the few compliant ones.
Put your hands down.
All right, that would be your major and minor action, unless you
Yep.
intend to spend an AP. Good to go.
No, I won't. I'll go on to Quill.
All right. Quill, the most common things that you're going to do on a turn are a major and a minor action. Minor action is things like moving or aiming your weapon so you can shoot better. The major action tends to be things like attacking.
All right. So is there a window between us here?
The glass
Is there
is
glass?
shot out, so
I have a
it's
shot.
not very protective. He seemed to have issues shooting through it, but you think that might be because he's bad at life.
I guess I'll try and just shoot him back.
If you don't kill him in one shot, I'm going to barbecue him in that room.
God. Is talking a major or minor action?
Let's call talking a free action. If you want to roll for it, I'll call it a minor.
If I'm talking to Lord Circuit Breaker?
If you're talking to him, that's a free action. That's fine.
Are we sure we want to? Maybe I should use my syringe gun if it just we don't want to kill anybody. I'll just put them to sleep and then we can go through their stuff and then we can leave.
We do want to kill them.
Why? We're in the wrong here. We're breaking into their place.
Many reasons. Fun, loot. I believe an old world term was shits and giggles.
I mean, I've heard that term before, but just not in the context of ending someone's life.
I'm going to aim my flamethrower at the window.
We'll shoot them.
All
That'll
right.
probably be kinder than being cauterized.
Cauterize. Ooh, a 10 will definitely hit. 2, sorry. 2 successes definitely hit. I was like 8 plus 2. D&D. Good to go.
That.
For 4 physical damage, let's see. One thing that I did not tell you is that if you want to, you can, and I'll let you do it post this time since I didn't tell you. You can aim for a specific body part. It adds 1 difficulty, but as you've rolled 2 and he only has a 1, you can choose a body part this time if you'd like after you've rolled. Like right arm, left arm, leg, head,
Yeah,
torso.
I'm thinking, am I trying to just end this man so he doesn't get barbecued, or try to hit him in the arm and just maybe he'll run away? I'll aim for his arm,
Okay.
his gun arm, if that's visible.
Yeah, absolutely. He takes the shot to the right arm, and you watch as one of the arms that he was holding his pipe gun with goes just a little limp. Looks like he's going to have trouble aiming. He is, however, unfortunately still alive.
Oh, sucks to be him.
Run away, man.
All right. We can tell him to run. Unfortunately, before he even has the chance to do so, it will become Lord Circuit Breaker's turn.
Sir, you seem to be slightly cold. Let me warm it up for you. And I'm going to flamethrower directly through the window.
All right.
Will's gonna turn around and not watch this.
Oh, God. I don't want to see it.
Burst, persistent, and spread. No successes. Rubbish.
You've set part of the supermart on fire, but it doesn't. It's mostly made of concrete, so it doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot to the building. And you watch as that guy's eyes go wide, and he just ducks underneath of the counter there, clearly taken aback.
Is it an action point to take a minor action or major action?
It is 2 action points to take a major action, 1 action point to take a minor action.
Yeah.
I think
realised
technically.
I should have aimed with my minor action, but never mind.
You can retroactively if you want to.
We'll
That
allow it.
that would just let me roll 1 die, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it's just a d20, and I can tell you whether or not it's a success. We're all still learning, so honestly, I'm much more rule of like, whatever makes sense will be okay.
I'm not in Foundry.
No typing. There is a way to type and get it to roll, but I use the buttons. This is an 8. Unfortunately, your target is a 5, so that would be a failure.
Boo. There we go. Then I've still got a minor action. I'm going to... Oh no, because I aimed with it. There we go. I'm done.
All right. As it becomes their turn, this particular individual will use a major and minor action in his movement to get out of that tiny little death trap box over there with the robot ready to barbecue him. Let's see, who else do we have here? The one nearby to Shrapnel Stan will take his minor action to pull out a tire iron, and he's gonna go for your knee. That is, because he call shotted, 0 successes, so I assume he misses you, Shrapnel Stan.
Yes, it's
You have a 1, right?
defensive one. When I can see it on the sheet, it's
Mhm.
there somewhere.
Just to the right of your head and core.
Yes, there we go. The tiny little box.
So with a 1, he misses you as he swings a tire iron at your knee. From inside, you hear a bunch of different yelling back and forth. You hear the phrase, "Light 'em up, boys." At some point, you hear another one yelling at somebody else to grab the Kims and go. Seems like a little bit of chaos in there. Which rolls us back around to Shrapnel Stan. As a tire iron whooshes past your knee,
I am going to use my minor action to aim
mhm,
at his head and fire my double barrel shotgun.
all right, aiming at the head with a 1 difficulty added. Which becomes a 0.
0.
Uh,
You use your minor action to aim. Did you want to?
could do it.
Yeah, go on, because I'm not going to move anywhere.
Well, that'll make it a hit, so go ahead and roll your damage.
Three.
All right, 3 points of physical damage to this poor little fellow up here who already took so much. All right, he drops to the ground in a kind of pile of raider clothing, and you think you hear bottle caps drop somewhere.
Yes.
Anything else with your turn?
Nope, that's my. I won't use an action point to take another action, so I'll let it move on to Quill.
Got it. Quill, currently they are out of sight of you, apart from one that you just saw collapse somewhere behind you as Stan crawled out of a dumpster and shot this man twice. Which, you know.
What to do? Is he's dead? We're assuming he's dead.
That fella up there,
Yeah.
you hope he is by the looks of him.
What's my movement speed? Or is that something in this game?
Yes, so those green lines that you're looking at,
Mm-hmm.
those are zones. They use zones. You can use a minor action to move one zone. That means just over a green line. Anything that's not a double wall like line where you can see the outer walls are, you could move to. Like where you are currently, you could use a minor action. I'm just moving you for a second, I'll put you back. But you could use a minor action to go right there. Or you could use a minor action to go inside the bus.
I was gonna go peek in the bus.
Go for it.
I'll go look in there.
You have decent
What's
cover in
happening?
there too. You don't feel like, unless they get very close to you, they're going to be able to get a good shot in on you. You can see
Great, that's good.
that there are a number of skeletons lined up in this bus. It looks like 15 odd people, all dressed in very familiar to you pre-war attire. A lot of the 1950s style skirts and business suits just sitting on skeletons inside of this sort of
Here
empty
are the
bus.
normal people. They're just all
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah. There's a few suitcases laying around. You do take mental note of that.
Do I see these people?
You can see them through the bus window. They currently have not yet seen you, as you are a couple feet off the ground from them.
All right. I might just go. If they're fleeing, I'm gonna let them flee. I might just rummage through a whatever the fanciest looking suitcase is there.
Okay. Would you like to make a survival perception test?
I would love to.
Okay. The good news is 0 successes doesn't necessarily mean a failure. 0 successes is actually a pretty common difficulty level for an unlocked anything to look through it. So inside of there, let's see, I have a roll table for this. You find 2 pieces of clothing. Appears to be a hazmat suit and maybe some sort of wastelander hide material that's been packed up in here with the hazmat suit. Seems like somebody post-war came through and used this as a little bit of a storage space.
Oh, I think I'll take the hazmat suit. Does the hides look like it's armor or just kind of just clothing?
It looks to be mostly clothing, however, it and the hazmat suit both do have some certain resistances to things. Wearing the hazmat suit, you might get a little less irradiated going into a heavily irradiated area.
I'll just take the hazmat suit then.
I do believe your vault suit also has a minor amount of radiation reduction, so good news there.
Oh, nice.
So while you are looking through the inside of the bus, Lord Circuit Breaker.
I am going to use my major action to move 2 zones.
You got it. Where would you like to move?
Can I fit through this window?
You could probably break through it. I don't see why not. It's wood.
I'm going to move 1, 2. Is that a separate
That is
zone?
just a doorway, so if somebody attempts to shoot through it, I know that there's an extra zone there.
Cool.
So if it's closed, you know what I mean?
So I'm going to come out here.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to have a look at what the minor actions can be.
And there's a few different things that they can be besides the basics. You could take a Kim as a minor action. Not that you take them, Mr. Robot.
Yes, I can't. I'm going to try and... Is the door to the bus on the side I'm on?
There are doors on both sides of the bus. It is a weird...
I'm
A
going
weird
to
bus.
open the door to let Quill out
Okay.
as my minor action.
All right. There is now an open doorway if you need to exit.
No, I'm hiding.
The coward's option.
Wow.
The other option is dying, then yes, this is the one I'm going to take.
Amazing.
And that's my go.
All right. At the end of your turn, one of the raiders will attempt to hit you with a pipe gun as in his panic he sees a Mr. Handy come around the corner. And you all are kind of terrifying. Here we are. Raider and 1 pipe gun versus 1 Mr. Handy. Ooh, complication. No. That's unfortunate. You hear a click noise as he comes around the corner, pulls out his pipe gun, aims it at you, and click. Click, click. And he just looks panicked. So, while that's happening, the other 2, hearing the clicking, you do see them go a little wide-eyed, and both will use their actions to move back a step, as they don't want to get caught in the barbecue that may be about to occur. Shrapnel stand. You're outside next to a dumpster with a dead man.
I'm going to use my
Avoid
minor
that.
action. Yep. It's a Saturday night. I'm going to use my minor action to because I can use a minor action to interact with equipment or environment in a simple way
Mhm.
to see if he has any ammunition on him.
Oh, go for it.
So that'd be survival.
Yes. Survival perception.
1 success.
Amazing. You can go ahead and gain yourself an AP point, and that's not what he would have on him. What does a pipe gun have? He has 10 rounds of what the pipe gun uses. We'll look at his character sheet in just a second.
It's 0.38.
Thank you very much. So 10 rounds of .38 ammo.
Perfect. And then I'm gonna leave him there because he's not going nowhere.
Doesn't seem to be.
And move to this sign
You got it.
because that's my minor and major action done.
Very nice. Quill.
I guess I'll go towards the door.
All right.
Is the windshield and the side windows still intact?
They're pretty busted out. So you could really exit from anywhere on this bus if you felt like climbing through it. It just kind of depends.
I was thinking, could I
But
shoot
I am
through
holding
it?
the door open for you.
Yes, there is a extremely polite Mr. Handy holding the door open for you.
All right, I'll go out over here, I guess.
All right, hopping out next to Mr. Handy. From there, you do have viewpoint on those three in there.
I'll shoot at him.
Okay. If you're shooting at the nearest one, you're within easy range for your
This
10
one?
mil.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll do that. No. 0 successes.
Oh no. All right, hopping out, pulling out the 10 mil, taking a shot. Yes.
The complication.
Oh, there is a complication. It's unfortunate. On one small 10 mil, it is just one complication. So there is a brief click, click noise, but you manage to, rather than taking your shot, discharge the problem, reset your gun, and you're ready for the next round. But nothing goes off. Nothing comes out the end of your gun, and you're not entirely sure that it's safe to fire, but it might be.
All right.
All right, and Lord Circuit Breaker, back to our barbecuing robot friend.
I'm going to move to here with my minor action and say, one of the perks of a melee weapon, sir, is that it doesn't require ammunition. And then I'm going to attack him with my buzzsaw.
As you all hear the start up, and there's just a kind of like being in a wood shop noise.
That is 3 successes.
Yeah, I would say that'd do it. They are 1, so.
I'll have 2 action points then. And damage. Can I add additional dice of damage with my AP?
I think that's an option. Even if it's not, I don't care if you do.
Cool. Let's do that.
If you have points to spend, I'm happy to spend them on anything you can vaguely justify.
That is 6 physical damage, piercing 1.
That is a critical with that amount of damage. So let's find out where you're buzzsawing this poor man in the right leg. Okay, so he is still alive. However, you have criticaled his right leg with a buzzsaw. He drops to the ground as he currently only has one leg and looks horrified at the situation and proceeds to spray blood all over the place. Is there anything else you would like to do with your turn?
I would like to laugh in a really creepy robot way, and that is my turn.
Great. Shrapnel stand from inside the building. You hear the noise of the buzzsaw followed by the mechanical laughter you come to know and love.
Love my mad robot.
You are within a couple of different distances to get inside, depending on what you want to do.
I'm going to move into the bus, then
Yeah.
into this, so that's major, minor, major, and then use the action point I got last round to fire at this buddy.
Alright. There's another raider, so they have a difficulty of 1.
Yeah.
With the double barrel shotgun once more. Just kicking
Yep.
the door. Ooh! And a critical. Above 5 is a critical for anyone curious to the torso. Alright. Goodness. Shrapnel Stan, you just roll through the door and you blow this man back a zone as he collapses on the floor. He is still alive, but he's prone and he's got a decent sized looking situation happening in the middle of his chest. You're not sure how long he is for this world.
Ah, glad you could join me, sir.
Great. Happy to be in the zone with you over there.
I heard them mention chems.
You did.
That'd be me done. So it'd be to Quill, whose experience of the wasteland so far has been.
Is it a free action or a minor action to throw up?
I'll call that a free action.
All right. This is probably the most violent thing, watching someone get their leg sawed off, that she has ever seen.
It's not something that you expected what is the
An old-
equivalent of a butler in a lot of people's houses where you come from to do.
Yeah, she's gonna dream about that laugh for a little while. They seem to be handling it, so I'm just gonna look around and see if there's food or water.
You can make a survival perception check to give a quick kind of look around the room.
1 success.
Very nice. Although the main part of the supermarket appears to have been cleared out, you can see that there are 2 doorways. You would guess as somebody pre-war that's seen that sort of thing, probably bathrooms. They are up here. There we go. I've highlighted the 2 doors that they are attached to.
Oh, there's a third guy in here. My character sheet was covering him.
Oh no! Secret guy.
I'm sure they've got him too.
Glancing over towards the refrigerated section, however, you do note that there is what appears to be an operating refrigerated section. You can see little bits of mist rolling out of it. You're not sure what's being stored over there, but or what it's operating on power-wise.
That's over here.
You got it.
Was the check, was that major or minor for looking around?
We'll call that minor, just for looking. Unless you want it to be a major and you want to move.
Well, I don't know if I want to move all the way over here because then this guy can see me.
It's true.
Maybe I'll just move like this far. No, wait, but then I can't shoot.
Yeah. Then you would also.
I'll
be
just
in,
hang out.
In general,
Right.
in general, it's good advice to not be in the same zone as the flamethrowing robot, just in case.
Yeah, I'll just vibe over here. I'll wait for them to take care of it. They seem to be enjoying themselves, and I don't want to get in their way of their fun.
Oh no. All right. Lord Circuit Breaker, before we have any turns for these raiders, what are you gonna do to them?
So, as I understand it,
Mm-hmm.
if I use my minor action to come back into this zone,
Yes.
I can then use the burst and spread rules of my flamer to flame both of these dudes.
You sure could.
That is what I am going to do.
As they are in the same zone, and you can all watch as Mr. Handy sprouts a fire-like hose situation that begins spraying out liquid fire.
And as it's quite a low to hit roll, I'm going to add 2 dice with action points. I hope I hit. No! Rubbish.
Bloody hell.
I mean, it is a 5 to hit.
There were no complications, though, so everything around them is vaguely on fire. There are pools of fire all around, but it doesn't seem like it's yet scorched their mortal forms.
Very disappointing. And I realised I should have saved another thing, so I could have attacked again. But never mind, that's fine. I'm going to stay where I am then. This is my go.
All right, let's get some raiders' turns. This particular one that was up here with you will step out of your fiery zone to attempt to tire iron you.
Can he do that with one leg missing?
Ooh, he can't. You're right. He has a speed of 0. He's the legless one. I need a marker for that. They
The
have just
legless one.
Did they just have like a foot that I can put on here to show he can't walk? They do. They have just a foot. There you go. He's got a little. He can't walk. Missing one. All right. Well, that's pleasant. So he's not moving anywhere. Instead, he will, with his possible last breath, pull out a pipe gun and shoot at you. 1 success.
Was he aiming to a certain part of my body?
He was not. Let's. We got torso, so that's the big old middle ball. So I know you have 2 DR there.
I do.
You got it. Right, and 2 more raiders, one of which is still there, and only torso shot terribly. So he's having a real bad time. He will actually use his major and minor actions to start dragging himself outwards. He is not prone like the other one missing a leg, but he is seems to be incapable of holding his gun upright as his chest is having difficulty holding itself together. And the last one will take a minor action quick hop and take a shot at this shrapnel stand fellow sitting over here with a 0. The shrapnel stand dodges deftly.
Yeah.
And as you dodge, shrapnel stand, it is your turn.
I'm gonna go out here. Where are you going?
Oh no.
Hello. Taking the leaf out of Lord Circuit Breaker's book from the last fight.
Yep.
You don't get to leave.
There's 1 success with the shotgun.
Ooh. Yep, definitely. Definitely is.
And 6 physical damage.
I don't even need to roll a critical for this one. It's his head, and it is no longer existent as the sound of a shotgun goes off and the side of the bus gets painted red.
Good raider. And then it'll be Quill's turn.
Mm-hmm. Quill, you hear a shotgun go off and a splatter noise on the other side of the bus.
I'm just not gonna look at it. I'm just not gonna look at it. I'll kind of peek around here. I'll see this homie. That's not the one with the 1 leg.
Nope, he's right next to you.
Where?
Right above you?
Oh. Well, I'll just try and keep my distance from him. So I don't get blood on my coat.
Alright.
And I'll shoot at this one with my... Since we're killing people, I guess. Oh, with my 10mm pistol.
Vault Dwellers susceptible to cults.
And it's 0 successes, and it's a little bit of a relief.
Yep. Perhaps because you're so nervous to just simply end another human being for reasons you don't yet fully understand. You miss, whether on purpose or not.
That's fine. That's fine. Just hope he doesn't shoot me back. He's gonna shoot me back.
Might.
I mean, I might barbecue you.
Please don't.
This is also true. It does become.
I know you have the option to move first.
So it's zone combat. So I can flamer the entire zone or not.
Technically, yes.
But what if you didn't? You were just talking big game about how your melee attack. Don't you want to show this guy too that melee is better?
I mean, I could.
You
Much
could.
more like a hit with my buzzsaw.
This is true.
Madam, you are in the way. Very well. And I will come here, and I'm going to buzzsaw the this guy.
You got it. It's the only one in here that hasn't been hurt.
Add my last die. That is 2 successes.
Mm-hmm. Still a raider, so still a defense of 1. Oh!
Is 8 damage.
Oh! Well, decapitation via buzzsaw was not on the plans for today for this man, but that is how his day ended.
Oh, sir, you seem to have dropped something, and I will pick his head up with my pincer. How's that?
It's a little hard to do because he's actually bald, so you gotta pick up that ear, but otherwise...
Oh, I was gonna go through the neck hole.
Alright, well, much like a hand puppet for a robot, you have a head.
Stop! I hate it.
I'm sorry.
A puppet for a robot.
Does that end your turn as you viciously buzz off this man? Alright, there is only one individual left. He has one leg. He can't go anywhere. He is very upset. He will take one last, probably not very successful, pipe gun shot at the terrifying robot in front of him with 1 success, which gives him 1 point of physical damage to your 3rd arm.
So that is my HP down to 5.
Very nice. And with that, it rolls back to Shrapnel Stan. Shrapnel Stan, you just put down one man. Another one behind you just a second ago. You hear screaming and a buzzsaw behind you.
It's me, I'm screaming.
Ah! Just the Home Alone kid, full blown, just, oh god.
I'm going to mutter to myself that Lord Crycut can sort this, and I'm going to start searching the one that's got no head. The one in front of me, because I think that's also headless.
Yes, it is. No heads for anybody. Go ahead and make a...
So no head?
No. Survival perception check. With a complication. Alright.
So much brain matter that it's hard to find your slippery fingers.
I mean, no, actually. No, there's an answer for that. You find... a small flask of moonshine. That is a drink type that you can add to your inventory from the compendium. And you also hear a click noise as you pull something out of the pocket, and you find yourself looking at a grenade. And looking down at the pocket, you can see the pin still stuck to the loop in the pocket where it's been sewn in. Would you like to make a some form of test? You can justify a lot of different ones. I was going to go with survival, kind of a endurance thing to go to pitch, or maybe athletics.
Uno second.
Mm-hmm. In game, it is less than a couple of seconds of just
What's this thing?
oh no.
Report.
The picture has him with a military helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Is the military helmet there with just gooey head in it?
Yes.
Could I make a survival check to shove the grenade in the gooey head remains and put it on the helmet to try and contain it? It will probably die.
Yeah, sure. There's a difficulty to that. We'll see if it can be hit. Well, with
3 successes.
Oddly, I had set the chances of this working at a 3 because it's pretty up there. But nonetheless, you take the grenade, shove it inside of some very gooey remains and a helmet, and you shove the whole situation underneath of the bus. Within a second later, there is a loud explosion noise, and you're pretty sure some of the inside of the bus is pretty messed up, but it seems to have contained the explosion to a small area and not harmed anyone.
Wonderful.
And as that rings out across the wasteland, it goes quiet otherwise.
Can I just interject something quickly? So, on that roll, he's rolled 2 dice, got a success on each dice, but it shows us 3 successes. Do we know what that is on?
Mm-hmm. He has survival as a checkmarked skill. When you have a checkmarked skill and you get a success, you automatically get another one.
So it doesn't guarantee 1 success, but it doubles the first success you get.
It can help you succeed if you're already succeeding.
Cool.
I do believe.
So it makes you succeed better.
Succeed harder.
Lovely.
Goes quiet inside of the super duper mart.
I've just told everyone we're here.
Does ring out a little bit across the wasteland, but within a few minutes of listening, you can hear other gunshots, screaming, yelling, all within a few miles of you anyway. You're out on the outer edges of Boston. Most of the city buildings still stand, and stuff echoes weird around here, so you figure you've got a minute or two.
It appears we have made a terrible mess. Let me start tidying up. And as I'm speaking, the pincer is moving inside this guy's head, so the lips are moving.
Well, that's horrifying.
I know, right? I feel like I can play a homicidal robot far too well, and I'm slightly worried about myself. I'm going to start tidying up and searching, but mainly tidying up. If I can find a broom or a mop, and try and clean up our mess.
Yeah, searching inside of the bathrooms, you do still find an existent broom and mop. There's even a couple of rolls of toilet paper in there, a rarity in this post-war situation.
I will just clean up.
All right. Mr. Handy begins, the Mr. Handy, Lord Circuit Breaker, begins cleaning up the general area as it's just us dead folks here now.
I'll go look at the whatever of these freezers was on.
Taking a look inside of it, you can see that there is what appears to be a few packed. You're guessing these are probably pretty common meals in the wasteland, not something that you've run into, but some type of meat is in there, and some other type of meat that looks different from the first one. It's a lot of meat. You're not comfortable identifying it beyond one that may or may not be hamburger.
I'll kind of call the others like, There's some meat in here, but I mean, it's not going to keep, so we probably don't want to take that with us. Right?
It'd be fine for a day or two.
All right. I'll just collect whatever meat I think will last us a day or two.
Well, while you're collecting that quill, for those of you that have been in the wasteland for a minute, it does occur to you that seeing power still running is a little odd. And there are a few lights still flickering on and off in here.
I will. So with your permission, I will go and look for the source of this power. I may have the skills needed to ascertain how it is working, and maybe be able to take it with us if it is small enough.
That sounds like a good plan. I'm going to search for these chems and the dead bodies.
All right.
Very well, sir.
If you would like to make a survival perception check up there. Both of you, really.
My difficulty is reduced by 1 because I see 360 degrees.
You got it?
I just saw that on my character.
Just built different.
He does have 3 eyeballs.
Do Mr. Handies have a little, like, refrigerator slot or something?
They do have some internal storage. It's not exactly refrigerated. What they can do that is really interesting, they can take radiated water, dirty water, put it inside of a Mr. Handy, and he can make purified water.
Pretty slick.
If you wanted cold things, you can get, I think it's Mr. Frothy, which was the Nuka-Cola version, which is basically a fridge that sprays frothy, like ice and foam from its appendages.
Keep an eye out for one of those, now that we know where to find meat.
You wouldn't be thinking of replacing me, would you, sir?
No. But
Think of
giving
it
you
as
an
a
arm that
coworker.
makes mist.
I got 2 successes.
You got it. As you are giving a glance around, there is a very tiny basement office that you were able to locate behind one of the shelves. I don't have it on the picture currently, as it is like a very tiny room. There is a simple little pre-war computer down there that still appears to be hooked up to the store proper. And next to it, you see a power setup with what you know to be a fusion core. It is a sort of an oversized battery. They can operate an entire building for a very long period of time, or they can operate things like power armor for slightly shorter periods of time.
Interesting. Do I know how to safely remove this? And
It's pretty simple. Just hit the release valve and give it a turn, pull out. Easy enough to do with your claw hand. You do know it will go dark in here when you do that, and the computer will shut off.
before I do that, I will have a look on the computer to see if there's any information.
Okay. Go ahead and make some sort of technological check. We can do a repair.
Science or repair?
Yeah, one of those work.
Let's do science. Building up to the same. 3 successes.
You do see an exchange of pre-war emails back and forth between this individual and what appears to be a school nearby. It looks like they were ordering lots of supplies, a lot of things that would keep post-war or post-nuclear drop, almost as though they were supplying a vault. You do note that it is listed as a middle school. Judging by the address on the computer still, you know from your pre-war knowledge it was a zip code not too far from here, one of the Boston schools.
Interesting. I will store that information. How many successes did I need for that? Is that my AP?
1.
Two. Lovely. I will take the fusion battery and I will head back upstairs and say, I have found some information that there may be a school nearby that has a supply of food and other potentially useful things. There was an email exchange on a pre-war computer, says. I also found a fusion battery, which I have stored.
Wonderful. Is that raider still alive that you cut the leg off of? Did we deal with them, or did we just leave them because they were legless?
He's currently out of ammo. Only has 1 leg if he is still alive, so might be crying over there in the corner a little bit.
I thought he was no longer a threat, sir.
I mean, he's actively not a threat. He is missing a leg and doesn't have any ammo. He could try to swing at you from a tire iron from his knee, I suppose. Knee singular.
Would you like me to treat his wounds, sir?
It's probably best.
Poor
boy seems sad. Probably in a lot of pain.
I will go over and cauterize his leg.
There's a brief gout of flame and the sound of screaming, and his 1 remaining health point is gone.
I'm so glad I don't need to explain what cauterize means.
It means murder. So, everyone else, we have a Shrapnel stand looking for Kim's.
I was searching the bodies, and I got 2 failures. Well, I got no successes. But I was searching the bodies, and
Gotcha.
I'd then do a wider search for the alleged chems that were mentioned.
Gotcha. Go ahead and make another test for the Kims, but with the bodies, they appear to mainly have some very basic leather raider armor on, and both are carrying pipe pistols and tire irons. Seems to be the standard raider equipment. With 2 successes and 1 critical, you find yourself a stash of...
Yes, drugs.
You find yourself a stash of 1 buff out, a jet, and 3 doses of Rad X. A useful chem out here in the wasteland where people get irradiated.
Perfect. 1 jet, 1 buff out, and 3 Radex was that.
You got it. All inside of what appears to be a Vault Tech themed lunchbox. So off to the side. Right.
I'll take the chems out. Quill, do you want a lunchbox? It looks like it's a vault thing.
Sure, we could put the meat you could put the meat in it for now. If that could help. Keep the temperature a little bit. Is there ice in the freezer?
It is
that
fairly...
I can like chip off and.
It is fairly cold in there. If you were to put some water in there, it might freeze. But currently, there is just fairly cold meat.
All right, that's fine.
Pack what you can into a lunchbox. 1 lunchbox full of meat, 1 bag full of Kims. Anything else that we are searching for? You are in a grocery store, so you can give a look around for food, drinks if you want it.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't meaning you in particular. I know you don't eat or drink.
I don't.
I'll keep looking around.
All right. 1 more survival perception for anybody that wants to give a last look around for anything that might be useful for somebody.
Sure. 2 successes.
Very nice. All right, you find a couple of interesting things. One is a mute fruit or mutt fruit, depending on who you ask, that it looks a little like it's irradiated and whatnot, but you definitely recognize it, and you know that you could use it as a component to craft the ammo for your syringer.
Okay, we'll keep that.
So we'll tuck that piece away. You do find an ear of corn, singular, non-irradiated. It is a clean
Yoink.
ear of corn.
Oh.
You also find a bottle of rum and a bottle of wine.
Do I have drugs on me right now?
I don't know.
I have a section that says chems.
Do you have anything in them?
Yeah, I've got
Just
like
empty out your pockets.
2 stim packs, 2 mentats,
Yep.
and one of those, and then a Colmex.
Okay. So that weirdly makes sense for kind of a scientist person. Comex is obviously kind of an anti-anxiety sort of situation, and the rest of them are pretty basic chems. Mentats help you with focus. They're sort of kind of what we currently have to help you focus in the real world. Don't overdose on them. It's like having way too much caffeine. And then stim packs, while technically a chem, are a major way of healing in this world. They do things like take away injuries or 4 points of hit points.
Gotcha. What I found corn.
Yes.
Corn. 1. Did it go? Don't mind me, I'm just struggling with this character sheet.
What I found
We're
was
fine,
a
we
fusion
can add 'em in later.
core. Yeah.
Yes, you found a fusion core. And if
Oh,
you have issues with adding any of this to your sheet, we can come back to it. Not a big deal. It'll all still be in the chat.
Yeah.
We can always scroll back. And that's a good thing, because after this, we'll probably be spending a little time leveling up to level 2. It's a pretty quick process. But that should cover us for this evening as you clear out a super duper mart before you run off to find a place to sleep for the evening. We'll head out of here and level up, and thank you for playing.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for running it.
I really liked this game when I said it last time, but I really like this game.